Hello to all Star Wars fans. After 3 days from the show's launch, for me personally, Andor is still the highly anticipated series. I would like to express my opinion regarding this very premiere. You know, when the series was first announced, deep down I already knew that Lucasfilm would have the lowest viewing and sales in the last few years. I do not have the exact data, but I can judge by the level of audience involvement. All the trailers and videos we translated on Andor collected the lowest views. In the West, there is a similar situation. No one is really interested in this series. I'll step a little bit aside from the topic. I say we and us because our whole team is working on our channel, and when I say I mean my own thoughts as an author. It's just that many have noticed more than once in the comments because the designation differs so much. So, back to Andor, although the series is an ideological continuation of Rogue One, this was not enough to attract the attention of a mass audience, which is why today's video is called The Failure of the Andor series. I want to talk about this topic in as much detail as possible. First, let's figure out why there is no such interest in the series, and then we'll talk about its positive aspects and explain why it is the best among the existing Star Wars shows. Of the existing ships, the Interceptor has no equal. There is only one reason for low interest. There is no big name, that's all. Previously, all series or films were built around characters or events that attracted maximum attention. The main character has always been a character who is widely known or beloved by fans. The same as Mandalorian, despite being a completely new character, captivated by his appearance. Mandalorian armor, confident gait, cool weapons, associations with clones immediately appeared, as well as with Jango and Boba Fett, and the project itself was actually the first live-action series from Lucasfilm, so they watched it. Moreover, the sudden appearance of Baby Grogu attracted a lot of new audiences, and he became a symbol of the series. With the Book of Boba Fett, everything was more modest. Although the series was headed by a famous character, his fame was still not enough to attract millions of fans. So after passing the equator, the series began to take off thanks to Luke, the Mandalorian, and Grogu, who took all the positive credits. Obi-Wan made a real boom due to his popularity, and the series itself was positioned as a direct continuation of the Revenge of the Sith with Darth Vader and all the following consequences. I repeat, a big name has always played an important role. In other cases, Lucasfilm was taken out with secondary characters. For example, Rogue One gave a good performance due to the fact that the Death Star and Darth Vader were immediately lit up in its trailer. And remember what happened when the Star Wars project had none of the above behind it? There was Han Solo, which failed miserably at the box office. Now we have a similar situation, only starring Cassian Andor, a minor character of Rogue One, who, although loved, was certainly not praised the same way as Obi-Wan Kenobi. As for me, Lucasfilm chose the wrong tactics by developing the main plot around him. It would be more logical to call the series Darkest Times and choose a different way of promotion, showing more interesting characters. But we have what we have. Most importantly, I believe that Andor has every chance of becoming the best Star Wars series. You can safely call it a grey horse, and I told you this long before the release. Now I noticed that it is so. Unfortunately, the first 2 episodes came out rather meager in terms of action, but the third one struck me. I think many of you have noticed how well the inner world of the series is worked out. We are simultaneously shown several locations at once, and not deserts, but diverse zones, a big city in the rain, the fertile planet of Canary with an abandoned quarry, and Ferrix with its huge scrap metal dump. The camera doesn't shake, there are no ripples on the screen. The quality of the shooting feels much better on many levels of magnitude. Close attention to small details, and most importantly, computer graphics, thanks to which the series really looks like a new generation of Star Wars. The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan were shot in close quarters in cramped studios using realistic chroma key technology, and the creators basically avoided the use of large amount of computer graphics, supposedly in tribute to the original trilogy. But what the heck? The creators of Andor did not suffer from such a garbage approach, and thank God for that. Do you know what else I liked? Watching the first 3 episodes, I noticed that Star Wars has finally grown up. Andor does not look like an adventurous fairy tale for kids. It gives the impression of a serious, deep story which rather reflects the gravity of the real world. The main characters do not dream of great deeds in a galaxy far, far away. They survive and constantly face great difficulties. Everything looks mundane. The life of ordinary people is well revealed. Not Jedi and Sith, but simple, hard workers on Ferrix. If the same, Rey always chased the clouds like Bliss and left the garbage dump where she grew up by a lucky chance, while Andor pretty much grabbed a whole lot of grief first before he had a chance to fly away. Contradictions are visible everywhere. The main anti-hero of the series is Deputy Inspector Khan, who, despite the negligence of his superiors, decided to bring the matter to an end and punish the killer of his subordinates. But in fact, it turned out that he was too soft for military operations, and if he had hushed up the case from the very beginning, he would not have lost 4 more subordinates. As I noticed, the audience liked Khan much more. Through the prism of this anti-hero, we are shown how badly the Empire is rotted, which sends us back to the prequels and their political intrigues, and yet we have not seen Coruscant and the Senate announced in the trailer. I think it's the achievement of the show's crew and showrunner Tony Gilroy, who wrote Rogue One. In all interviews before the premiere, he said that Andor's approach to filming is no different to filming a Hollywood blockbuster, but at the same time, this is the main problem. Each TV episode is different in its essence in that one of them should be special and luring its own way, but Andor shows that the events of the story are developing slowly, like in a movie. Can the Andor series be called a failure? Of course not. Rather the opposite. Success. I understand some people don't like it, but believe me, everything is just beginning. We just need to keep watching. Surely the series will not become an incredible financial success, but it certainly will become successful in terms of storytelling. That's it. Be sure to check the breakdowns of the series via the links in the corner and subscribe to the channel and leave likes and comments there. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.